I've had my 2019 Ford Explorer for about 9 months, and overall I'm real happy with the vehicle. It did come with a factory roof rack, which I don't use, but I didn't think that'd be a problem until recently, about a month ago. Both sides of the roof rack, the trim piece, started popping loose, just randomly. I don't go through car washes. I wash it by hand. I'm real particular about the car. I don't know what triggered it, if it was wind or what, but these pieces both came loose, and you push them back into place and they just pop back out over time. It's a known problem. Did a little research on Google and found several forums where people were complaining about it and taking it back to the dealer and doing warranty work, and it would just continue to happen. So this led me to just say, screw it, I'm going to just remove the rack. Going to need 10mm socket, open-end wrench, some silicone seal, cutting device, and some 3/4 body molding that I got off Amazon. And in my case, 2 to 3 beers, and that'll get you through this. So first thing you're going to do is pull that trim piece off the top of both sides. It takes little to no effort. They fall off by themselves practically. Then you're going to go ahead and take a socket and remove the 10mm bolts on both sides. There's 5 of those. There's a long stud in the middle. Use a deep socket to remove the nut off of that. Pull the whole base plate off, and then we go back with basically I used the existing Ford trim piece and just trimmed it. It'll make more sense later. Install silicone seal at each hole, and then I went to Home Depot and got some socket set screws, so when I would fill those holes it'd be flush. You wouldn't have the top of a bolt head. And then I got the body molding and ran it down the gutter. So here you go. You just go in there, and the bolts are readily accessible all the way around. Pull them out. There's some weather sealing in there. There's the stud that's in the middle. If you don't have the appropriate socket for that Torx type stud, just take a deep socket and remove the nut. Now you got the whole base plate. Just pull it off. It separates very easily. The forward piece is a little quirky because there's a forward trim that goes down into the windshield. It's clipped to this piece. You'll see it right there. This is after I've gotten everything removed. I took the forward piece off, took the whole mounting point, and then to get that stud out, I just took 2 nuts, tightened them up, and used a wrench to pull off the stud. There's the socket set screws. You can get those Lowe's, Home Depot. You're going to need 12 of those. I elected to use this type of silicone seal. And here we go. We just squirt in the silicone in each hole before you put the socket set screw in. And I also applied it to the set screw just to ensure that we'd get a good weather tight seal. And run those 12 set screws in all the way around. And I let it sit for a day to let that cure before I put the trim piece on. Don't tighten it all the way because it'll fall through. You just tighten it till it's flush. There's the trim I got off Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. I think it was $30. So it comes with the 3M tape. I threw it in there. You can see where it centers up, goes down the middle. Went in real easy, and you can just cut it with a knife. It's very straightforward. There's that forward trim piece I was referring to earlier. So what I did was I cut it, because there's a pin that goes up into the old roof rack. Cut it right about there. Took the windshield sealant and put it around that trim piece, taped it, let it sit overnight, and it stayed flush. There's a forward clip that it clips into. It makes sense when you open it up on your own. But anyways, this is how it came out. I'm real happy with the look. I know you can go buy I think the Police Interceptor molding. It's $300, I think, to put the Ford factory slick top kit on. I'm completely happy with doing it this way. Very frustrated with the design of that system, but it is what it is. You'll be left over with some pieces that, if you locate the engineer that designed it, you could toss it on his yard. Hope this helps.